for Toffoli. Here comes Tyler Toffoli again. Drago through the lane. Back in. Scores! Oh, baby, what a goal! Did you see that move? Tyler Toffoli, second of the...
And after 22 years, Raymond Moore! And then Ronaldo! What a goal by Cristiano Ronaldo! Sensational!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sports Junkies podcast, episode 6 officially. I think we're now on like episode 9 or 10 unofficially, because we've recorded just so many episodes. Unfortunately, Sunday I didn't get a chance to get our video up before the trade deadline on Monday. You know, we previewed everybody and we were like a whole big shebang, and we looked at the Masters as well and all that stuff, and we just
it was gonna be weird if it was up and like 3-4 days later it was just gonna be like
100% my fault. I couldn't get it done. But at least we're doing one midweek, so we can at least review the trades, from the Canadiens and the other Canadian teams, and obviously tonight's game as well. And I'll talk about the Masters a little later, kind of to finish it off, because I do want to talk about Matsuyama because it was a kind of an historic moment. So yeah, I guess we'll do the game first because it's fresh in my memory. It's burned into my butthole at this point. It's pretty amazing to me how this team can go from easily one of the best teams in the league to just
shitting the bed,
just not playing,
not showing up. Now, they just don't show up. It's disgusting.
I have my own theories as to what's going on, to be honest with you, or as to why we're not getting to the point that we thought they were going to get to. I'd like to hear your thoughts as well. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that once we're down a goal, we tend to think, okay, let's not have them score any other ones, right? Let's put pucks in deep. Let's just go get pucks. And I think that's a severe weakness of this team. We're great at puck retrieval when it comes to like power play. When we're a man up, like we're great at getting the puck back. Like that's, Burrows is really, that's what he came in to do. He came in to say, hey, puck retrieval is very important on the power play. So we've been good at that on the power play. I had pretty much I didn't really have an issue with our power play tonight. We only had 2 opportunities. Wasn't the worst in the world. We had some chances. Could have been better. Could have scored, right? Like that's the only thing that could really be better. I mean, we could have scored. But I think that once we're down a goal, we tend to like not play to our strengths anymore and just try to limit the damage. Like that's, for some reason, that's the mentality. We have scoring galore. We literally have 3 of the top 5 players for goals for per 60 minutes. Like literally they are on our team.
I posted I tweeted that on our Twitter page.
Literally. Yeah, you tweeted on our Twitter page?
We have 3 guys.
I saw it before. Yeah. Anderson, Toffoli, and Gallagher are all top 3 in goals per 60 minutes played.
On 5-on-5. 5-on-5.
5-on-5, which is the majority of the game is being played on 5-on-5, right? And that's guys that are topping Matthews and topping Mikko Rantanen and topping Nathan McKinnon and topping Connor McDavid and topping Ovechkin. We have guys that score more per 60 minutes played than anybody else in the league, and we just cannot get it done when it counts. Yeah, so it's disgusting. I want to know what you think about it. Do you think we just don't have enough toughness? We don't have enough Corey Perry ball sack? Like is that what everybody needs? Like what do we need?
No. I think I don't know. Like you mentioned, like after when we get scored, like when we get scored on first, I just feel like it's just there's a big like deflation. Heads are down. Oh fuck, we have to play from behind, and when it starts not going your way, right? The puck starts bouncing against you, and then it's just, I don't know, they just don't want to play. It doesn't seem like they want to play. They dump it in and like, okay, let's go change. That's all game. First, second, and third period, that's all I saw. Literally, that's all I saw.
The first 6 minutes or whatever it was until we got scored on.
Yeah, we were fine.
All over them. Clearly the better team. Not even
what happened?
Skating
what
in,
happened? We get
taking
tired.
plays. We hit a post. First of all, if that shot goes in from Anderson, totally different game.
Yeah, well, we hit 2.
In my opinion, totally different game.
We hit 2 or 3 posts, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, two posts for sure, and I think maybe a third one that almost or just went by.
It's just frustrating when you see your team play like that. It's like what they could do, but then they just go out there and like complete opposite. And it's like, I hate to say this, but it reminds me of the Canadiens last year. That's literally it's the same. I don't know. To me, I see it the same way. A 500 team that will get a string of wins, lose a lot, win a lot, lose, win, lose.
Listen, I don't
Like,
think this team is capable of losing 9 in a row twice.
no,
This team is not capable of
I'm
doing
not
that.
saying losing 8 in a row again
I don't think
twice.
that's I don't think
I'm
that's
not saying that, but like we're good at being inconsistent this season. That's what we are this season.
that's what we're good at.
Yeah, we're good at being inconsistent. We'll never get like I don't know if we've gotten more. I think we've gotten what 5 wins once in a row, 3 wins a handful times.
Yeah.
In the last 2 months,
last...
in the last 2 months, I don't think we've gotten 2 wins more than 2-3 times.
No, I think we've gotten 2 wins in a row a couple times. But you know what? I don't care if it's 2 wins and a loss, 2 wins and a loss, 2 wins and a loss. I have no issues with that because then we're 6-3 and I have no issues.
Yeah.
The problem is we're 2-1, 2-1, 3 in a row loss.
Yeah.
Win, loss, win, loss.
It's frustrating.
It's a lot of inconsistency, and it's not in the result that the inconsistency is there. Like in my opinion, it's not like when we say they're inconsistent, it's not that they're inconsistent in the result. It's not that it's win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. It's inconsistent in the way that they play the game every single night.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense to me because no NHL team that I know of, like pretty much ever, plays this many games in a system and then just like one game follows a system, one game it's like we have another system. It's like when we're down a goal we have one system, when we're up a goal we have another system, when we're tied we have another. It's like we have 4 different systems going at the same time.
So
it doesn't make sense.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
No. I can guarantee you that's not the case. The case is
I don't know the way they're playing.
Pretty much any level of hockey that I've played, past Pee-wee, when your coaches are trying to seriously game plan, all the way up to the NCAA level, you basically have one game plan, and then if you're down goals, then you have something else that you shoot. It's almost like if you're up, your game plan does not change. It's if you're down with, let's say, 10 minutes left in a period, that's when you change a little bit.
Yeah.
That's when you put 4 forwards on the ice if you want to do that. That's when you say, okay, guys, we're putting everything off the glass and we're having a guy cut across the zone. Like those are the things that whatever that'll happen maybe in the second period as an adjustment because guys are that good and they can adjust at that level. I mean, the NHL, we're talking about the best players in the world. You tell them to do something, they will be able to do it. Period. Like it's not like it's a question of like, are they good enough? We have a good enough team. Pretty much any team in the NHL is good enough. And if you say something, they're going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
I hope so. I think there's an execution thing that's inconsistent. I think really that's what it comes down to. I think it's pucks not passed on sticks, right? Pucks passed in skates. Plays that are
it's a lot of
plays that are off the board but that are too short or too long. It's execution more than it is lack of effort. I don't think the effort is like not there. I think it looks like guys are really skating, really trying. It's just a lack of consistency in the way they execute plays. Now, I don't know what does that mean? You have to line up guys and just like literally have passing the whole 1 hour practice, hour and a half practice? Like you just line up guys across and you just fucking pass the puck? I don't know.
Remember in Adam when you used to be board to board and he's just...
it's like I don't know. Is that the solution? Really, the solution for lack of execution used to be for most of the teams that I played on with good coaches, used to be headman drills where you're giving the puck to a guy that's going.
Yeah.
And it's just doing it over and over and over and over again, like as a flow drill, and then until the coach is satisfied with that,
how the rhythm. Once you catch the rhythm, you're good. Yeah.
Then you move on to another drill, do the same thing where there's a guy in movement. You're giving a puck to a guy in movement.
Yeah, a little bit harder.
And then after that, you do some type of zone exit or zone entry, and then after that, it's battle drills. That's kind of how in almost every team that I played on, any good team that I played on, that's kind of how you get out of it. You do 2-3 drills where you have to have the puck on the stick. And if it's not on the stick and the coach is not satisfied, you're doing board to board or you're restarting the drill. That's almost exclusively every team that I played on. That's almost exactly what we did. I remember at Hobart one season, we had a bad game. The game before we had a bad execution in the game. Obviously I was on the bench, so I wasn't playing, but the guys had a bad execution game and they just weren't making passes. They weren't whatever. Well, guess how we're ending practice the next practice? You're going to skate And then once you're done bag skating, you're gonna go to the other end of the rink. You're gonna take off your skates and you're gonna walk to the dressing room. That was basically like our fun way to end practice. Say, okay, that's it, we're done. It wasn't a it's not done in like a way to like, I'm punishing you.
Yeah.
It was done in a way to like, okay, that's it, we're done. Let's have some fun. You're taking off your skates, run to the dressing room, and everyone's like chasing each other to the dressing room. It's okay, that's it. It's like you get that last like, okay, that's it. It's off your chest. It feels shitty to skate, to walk on ice. It's not harmful in any way at all. Everyone's got socks on, so it's like fine, whatever. There's no crazy guys like Koivu that used to play with no socks on. So that was like how you would get over kind of a slump, and then everyone was like kind of in a good mood. You get in the room, whatever. Okay, next game you're out and you're a lot sharper. Now doesn't mean that the Canadiens have to do that. Like that's what they have to do, but there has to be some type of coaching situation.
Just wake up. I don't know
that changes the execution of their game.
Yeah.
I feel like I just spoke for like about 12 minutes straight.
No. You were saying good points.
But that's kind of how I would deal with it anyway.
Yeah, it's just frustrating. Like so many players today were just there to skate. Literally today they got paid to skate on the ice.
Yes, but it's not. You make it sound like they weren't trying, right?
Some guys, to me, it's like I'd rather put a cone on the ice than I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm very harsh because I expect every game do something, bro. I just try. Give to me this game. I hate games like this. These games piss me the fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah,
they're 6 points behind. Now they're what, 4?
I don't know.
Yeah, they were 6 before. Behind. They were 6 and now they're 4.
Couple points behind.
Can you make that shirt before I say something stupid? Can you check before?
Yeah, let me check. Hold on.
It's fucking 8 points, dumbass.
No, I think they were 6 or 7 points probably behind. Yeah, they're now 4 points behind. So yeah, 6 points. They were 6 points.
4 points behind, and we have 4 games left against them. Yeah. Imagine they win 80% of that. Imagine they win 3. Imagine they win next 3 and we win 1.
Listen,
we're out of the playoffs.
Yeah, of course, but really, well, not even necessarily because they literally have to go 10-3.
Yeah, well, they're playing Vancouver. They still have to play Vancouver.
They have to go 10-3 if we go 500. So if we play anything better than 500, we're pretty much in guaranteed.
Well, I highly doubt
even if we play at the current points percentage that we're playing at, we make the playoffs. No questions asked. Doesn't matter. Calgary can win the next 13 games in a row. We still win. We still make the playoffs.
Yeah, no.
If we play basically 550 hockey.
They have Calgary. Who they have? They have Vancouver to play, which they're. Did you see what JT Miller said today?
Yeah, JT Miller was understandably fucking mad. Nobody's ready to play. They just came back from everybody. Literally,
doesn't feel like playing. That doesn't feel like playing.
Like, what exactly are you gonna do? The NHL.
No, that's 100%. I totally agree with the guy. But now Calgary has to go play them.
Yeah, it's a similar thing to what happened in the NBA this year. Look who's out. LeBron is out. Giannis is out. I don't know. There's a couple
lot of injuries.
Massive players that are out.
Yeah.
And it's because they've had less than 90 days since the last game they played.
Yeah.
They have no off-season rest. They had no time to do anything. But because the league has to make money, right? They got to be on TV. They got to play.
Yeah.
So they're gonna make their players play. So I don't know at what point the PA steps in and goes, "Hey, listen, this is a bit fucking ridiculous. You have 12 AHL players playing. Can we take it fucking kick it down a notch?
It's an exception.
I'd rather the guys not play. I'd rather the guys not play and just go with the points percentage.
Yeah.
Than have them play, potentially hurt themselves, and play with a shit quality product. Because you know that the games against Vancouver, unless some miracle occurs, you're playing with 10 AHLers on your team. Ain't no way that's going to be a good product. Nobody's going to want to watch that game.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to want to watch it to see if
nobody's like, oh my God, I can't wait to watch AHL players get fucking slapped. Like, no, you want to see competitive hockey, man.
Yeah. Anyways, it's. I'm just saying, the Canadiens are not they didn't put them in a good spot right now. They didn't put themselves in a good spot.
No, and listen, they're shooting themselves in the foot. Then that's the problem. Listen, if we don't make the playoffs, here's the situation. the past 3 years, I actually listened to a take from Tony Manero today, which sometimes Tony's a little out there, but this take was
He's
pretty
good,
good. I
Tony.
watched 20 minutes of this
He's
take,
direct. I like it.
and he's basically saying, "Listen, I don't care what you thought of Marc Bergevin before, right? I don't care if you thought he should have got the job. I don't care if you thought that he should have been fired after year 2, if he should have been fired
the
after year
beginning of the
5.
season.
That's not the question,
Mhm.
right? Right now,
Do you fire him or not?
first of all, the off season he had, and if you go back to 2018, the 3 years that he's had, there's zero reason that anybody in the freaking world should think that this guy should get fired this year.
But I feel like he
Zero reason.
I feel like he will. That's what this is. Like, I feel like if he doesn't, like,
I don't think
he'll make the playoffs.
Listen, I also don't.
I hope
think
not.
that-
I hope
I
not.
also don't think that he answers the question like he did again for Mete. That question about Mete that Eric Engels asked.
Well, I didn't.
Or no, Arpin Basu. I think Arpin Basu asks, "Hey, do you think that you could have got something maybe?"
Oh,
Mete
yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, I could have got a first round pick, but I put him on."
But I put him on waivers.
Right, to me,
That's fucked up.
first
That's
of all,
fucked
hilarious.
up. Yeah,
Hilarious.
but that's
But second
funny.
of all, that
Oh
is
my
not a
God.
guy who is afraid of losing his job. You
Yeah,
don't answer
no.
like that. The guy
Yeah.
who's afraid of losing his job does not answer like that. So really, I think he's safe.
I think he how can I put this in a word? He sold Molson on a
Look,
very very good plan that I don't think he's gonna get fired.
Look, we're gonna go back to June. Look, we're gonna go to June 2018. Okay, June 15th, 2018. Okay, that's the first trade that he makes. That's just the start of this thing. Okay, Max Domi 1-for-1 Alex Galchenyuk.
Yeah.
Okay, number 1. That's June 23rd, 2018. Okay, Max Domi picks up a 72-point season right after that.
Yeah.
Has a so-so season the year after. He flips him. We'll get to that when it's his turn. Okay. Then we traded down in the 2018 draft from 62 to 71 and then 133. Who did we pick at 73? Jordan Harris.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
Then-
good defenseman.
Then we trade Simon Bourque. You know who that is?
No.
Don't know who that is. I listen. Granted, I've seen him play before, but does the random hockey fan know who that is?
No.
Who did we trade him for? Well, we took on cap space in
Yeah,
Steve Mason,
Steve Mason
from
and
Winnipeg. We got ourselves a 7th round pick, a 4th round pick, and Joel Armia. Okay, for Simon Bourque that does not play in the NHL.
That's wild.
That's June
They-
15th, 2018. That's
They really
7
wanted Mason off their
That's
books.
7 days later. 7 days later. Okay. September 10th, 2018. Max Pacioretty traded for Thomas Tatar, Nick Suzuki, and a 2nd round pick.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I don't care who you are. Max Pacioretty just scored his 300th career goal. Great. He's a great player. He's got a great shot.
He's a good player. He's a good
Whatever.
player.
He's a good player. For the contract he makes, amazing.
I
That's $4 million.
always liked him.
Okay. Now
always
I
think
didn't like him because I didn't think he had enough fight in him. I didn't think he had enough bite in him at all.
He puts
But
points
you
though.
know, these are things that you have to live with, right? If I'm gonna live with it with Drouin, I'm gonna live with it with Pacioretty. Now, do I think he's a captain? That's a different story,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
a player like Drouin, I would never in 100 million years
No.
make him a captain, right?
Yeah.
So if we're talking about the same type of situation where a guy is like, he's missing a little bit of engagement and a little bit of fight and a little bit of fire, that guy's not your captain. I don't care who you are. That guy's not your captain. No matter how many goals he scores in a year.
I think that's
the mistake we made with Max Pacioretty.
See, I think that's why he fits in Vegas because he has Mark Stone, and Mark Stone's that guy that
Mark Stone will drag your mother and your grandmother in with you to the fight.
He's a battler, man. He
That's
fights.
what it is.
I think that's
So I have no problem with him just taking a back seat in a leadership role. He's been in the league a while, fine. Whatever he wants to talk to the young guys, talk to the young guys.
Mhm.
Guy's not a captain, okay? But I digress. Nick Suzuki did not have a phenomenal game today. Whatever, it is what it is. He's going to be a superstar in this league. I have zero doubts about it. Nick Suzuki, Thomas Tatar, who since he's been here, Thomas Tatar has been our leading scorer. Okay, zero questions asked. That's September 10th, 2018.
The second we flipped the second, if I'm not mistaken, for something.
I'm not. Yeah, we flipped the second at some point later, but I'll get to it if it's
Okay.
important. I feel like it ends up being.
I think it is something.
I feel like it ends up
Nylander.
being somebody.
Matthias.
Yeah, it's Norlander. Yes, it ends up being Norlander. We flip it to the Kings for a third and a fifth, and we get Matthias Norlander at 64.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's a little bit further down the line. That's the next year. That's 2019. October 1st, 2018. Ranyat Valiev and Matt Taormina. You know who those guys are?
Yeah,
No
I
fucking
do.
clue.
I know them, but like
I'll tell you who I do know. His name is Brett Kulak.
Yeah,
He
that was
plays
a
on our
good
team
trade.
now.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have the trade that you were talking about. Obviously, he got Nate Thompson for a 4th round pick. First of all, he got Nate Thompson and a 5th for a 4th.
Yeah.
So he got a pick back that's a little bit worse than his.
That's
And he got Nate
it's a
Thompson.
round back. It's a round back.
Yeah, but not. I mean, 119 to 138. I mean, you're talking about less than 20 picks difference.
Yeah.
And in the 4th round and 5th round, that doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
You're taking a shot in the dark unless there's a player you really, really want there. And if you really, really want him in the 5th round, you'd probably take him in the 4th.
Yeah.
Right. Then again, flips the 2nd round pick. We get Norlander at 64 in the 3rd round.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go to the next year. Okay. 2019, he flips Andrew Shaw, who's had like 87 million concussions. Love the guy. Love him to death. Great fighter, great competitor. Love him to death. Flips him for a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 7th. We got Shaw for two 2nd round picks. So just so you know, we basically evened out on that trade. Okay.
We got a return. We got a return back.
You got what you paid for him. Then he got concussed 4 times, and you gave him back, and you got the same thing. It's like you went to Walmart, you gave them the receipt, they gave you the thing back. It was no problem.
We shipped him to the same team where we got him from.
Let me tell you who we took with the second round pick.
Romanov.
No, Jan Mysak.
Ah, yes.
At 48, who I believe will be basically the next Thomas Buchanan at wing. That's why. That's
he plays
how
at
I
center.
see him play.
He plays at center, and
well, I think he's gonna end up being more of a winger. If he plays at center, no, he's listed as a left wing. If he's playing center now, then maybe.
Yeah, is playing center.
Maybe he can. I watched the
Rockets game.
But I think that he's a winger version of Thomas Buchanan. Okay, so you're flipping Andrew Shaw for Thomas Buchanan, which I have no problem with. Then we get the Nickel Dory. That's fine. He served us well. Then we get probably my favorite trade, to be honest. And as much as I love the guy, I feel really bad that we got him. He's a Montreal guy, and then we just gave him away. Marco Scandella.
Yeah, Scandella.
Traded him for a 4th round pick. That's January 2nd, 2020.
But then we flipped him like not even a month later.
A month and 12 days. No, a month and 16 days later.
That must
flipped him for a 2nd and the 4th. So we got the 4th. We went to Walmart. We got the 4th back, but the guy at Walmart, the clerk, he fucked up. He gave us something else too.
He gave us extra $20.
Another one. He gave us an extra 20. That's what happened. Okay, that's February 18, 2020. Okay, then we're gonna continue. A 3rd round pick for Ilya Kovalchuk, who did us some very good, solid work.
Which we pretty much signed them for free.
Pretty much signed them for free. Then we traded Nate Thompson back for a 5th round pick. Again, going to Walmart, you got the exchange back. No problem. We were sellers that year anyway.
Yeah. Then we made the playoffs that year, though.
Yeah, but that was lucky, and we shouldn't have made the playoffs. But it's fine. Then we traded Nick Cousins, and we got a 4th round pick for it. That's fine. Those are being used, to trade. These are the picks that are being used to trade for players now.
Yeah.
Right. So these are small things that come up throughout the years that you have an abundance of picks, and boom, we trade draft picks for Jake Allen. 3rd round pick, 7th round pick. We get a 7th round pick back, so that's even just in the next year. And we get Jake Allen basically for a 3rd round pick. Sign him. As far as I'm concerned, he's pretty much our best signing that we've had.
Yeah, we might lose him. We might lose him.
On the defensive side of things. Obviously, offensively, Toffoli and Anderson are obviously the biggest things that we got.
Yeah.
But in terms of defensively, to keep the puck out of our own net, which we needed to do, right? That was probably, aside from, getting another high-end goal scorer, that's probably the single biggest thing we needed last year. We just couldn't keep the puck out of our net. Yeah. So we got Jake Allen there. Then we got Joel Edmondson for a 5th round pick. Yeah. So basically, we traded our worst of our 3rd round picks because it was Washington's, and the worst of our 5th round picks, which I believe no, that's a lie actually. That's our 5th round pick. So we traded the worst of our 3rd round pick and our own 5th round pick, and we got Edmondson and we got Allen.
That's not bad. That's good business. That.
Yeah. Then we traded a guy named Max Domi
Yeah, for
for
Josh
the name
Anderson.
Josh Anderson, which
Straight
I
up
don't really think
one
I don't
for
think.
one.
Well, no. There was a draft pick in there.
A
We
pick?
added a third. Yeah.
We added a third?
We gave them a third. Yeah.
I thought it was 1 for 1.
Basically, Domi is non-existent right now. As much as I love the kid, he's pretty much non-existent.
He's a hothead.
If you think Drouin is playing bad in Montreal, you're not even close. Domi has like 4 points this year.
Yeah.
Exaggeration.
No, yeah, he's that bad. He's that bad.
I don't think he has 4 points. I'm actually gonna go check just because now I'm
He
curious.
is like probably 10. I would even be surprised 10, 11.
But he does not have a lot of points. I'd be pretty shocked if he has more than if he has more than 15 points. I'd be shocked. Hold on, let me check for you right now. Where is he? Max Domi. Listed as a centerman as well. Wow, he has more than 15 points, Frank. He's got 19 points. Got 19 points. But he's minus 13.
Minga. Yeah, that's Domi.
Yeah. So we traded that for Josh Anderson. Probably the biggest pickup up front. Okay. We're not done yet because we signed Toffoli.
Yeah.
Right?
Toffoli. Who else do we?
And then we traded for Eric Stahl, a 3rd round pick and a 5th round pick.
Eric Stahl. Then we also Joel.
And we just traded. I guess now we can kind of segue into the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Because that's probably the most recent thing other than the game tonight.
John Mayer. Joe. I don't know why I said Joe.
We got the singer, John Mayer.
I don't know.
John Merrill.
Merrill.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. He's got the business in the front, party in the back going on.
Good for him.
John
I
Merrill
like him.
For Hayden Verbeek.
Did you see the first question they asked him when he
something
spoke
about his hair?
Yeah, right away. Like, are you serious? You have nothing. Like,
welcome to Montreal.
Fucking losers.
We have nothing better to talk
like
about.
Whoever asked that question, I would love to punch them in the face.
I'm pretty sure it was Eric Engels.
Fucking stupid. So stupid. Sure like, go fuck yourself. Like, bro.
Listen, I'm okay with the question. It's a fun question. Welcome to Montreal. What's up?
Bro, the guy could look like a homeless. As long as he can play hockey, I don't care how he looks. But you could look homeless. The guy could play hockey.
The guy could look like a homeless. I don't care.
Welcome to my team. I don't care, man. Good for him, man.
Anyway, we traded him for Hayden Verbeek, which is
and a 5th.
Pretty much a I don't even know if I want to call him a prospect because he's
an AHL player.
He's a 23-year-old. And then we got Eric Gustafsson
for a 7th
with 50% retained, basically for free because it was a 7th that we got from St. Louis.
And we lost Mete on waivers.
Yeah, and we lost Mete on waivers. Now, I believe Marc Bergevin when he says there was no market for him. Because if there was a market for him, he would have traded.
Yeah, that's for sure. No.
Marc Bergevin is not, say what you want about him. If a guy's gonna be out the door, I think he's smart enough to trade him.
Yeah, at least get a pick back, even if it's a 7th. Who cares?
Yeah. The only guys he really takes the chance with, is Byron.
Yeah, but no one's
got a $3 million contract.
No,
right?
3.4. No one's taking
3 point something. Yeah, exactly. And I think you can pretty much risk that without really, any serious problems. Now that's also why we haven't put Perry back on waivers.
Yeah, because he's getting claimed
the season.
He was going to get claimed.
But he was going to get claimed. That, from what I've heard from his agent, he would have retired if he's going to go play for another team. So if we waived him.
Wow, what a good guy. What a good guy.
Would have been like, see you later. I'm only playing with them. No, I don't know if that would have happened or not, but that's the case. Now, the question is, would you have liked to see more or less from the Canadiens?
What? More buying?
Buying or so. What would you have? Is there anything that you would have changed?
For what's out there, nothing would have helped us. What would have helped us to go out and get?
I mean, you're not going to go get Taylor Hall. There's no reason.
That's not going to help us.
And also,
that's not going to help us.
Also, he's a dirtbag anyway.
I don't want him, but I don't want him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's another Jonathan Drouin that just skates on the ice. I don't need that. No.
He won the Hart Trophy, man. You can't call him Jonathan Drouin.
Okay, he won the Hart Trophy
something points
3 years ago. 3 years ago, you tell me we're gonna get Hall. I'm gonna be happy.
Okay,
Taylor Hall now, it's not the same. He's not the same Hall. He's done. Now he's gonna hop around team to team.
Okay. You think so?
You don't think? You don't think he's done?
Well, listen, I don't think he's gonna stay with Boston past this year.
He wants to sign in Boston.
But I could tell you one thing: he ain't getting $8 million next year.
Oh no, that's for sure.
There's no chance. There's no chance he's getting $8 million.
I don't know. Anyways, And in my opinion, I don't think there was anything out there besides David Savard that would have helped us a lot. That I could have said that move. You know what? We're a better team now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I do think we're a better team now with what we did.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't tell me Merrill's not better than Willette.
No.
I've seen Merrill play
a handful of times, probably
4 or 5 times in my life. I can tell you right away, better than Xavier Willette.
No.
Xavier Willette, I told you what we have to do with him.
Send him to the AHL.
Send him to the AHL. We tell him, tiens, toi, Xavier, tu vas les apprendre à parler français. Tous nos recrues, c'est toi qui vas être le prof, OK? Et ensuite, quand t'as fini, c'est tout. Merci beaucoup, t'es notre capitaine. That's it. That's what I would tell him. For those of you who only speak English, I basically said, just keep him in the minors. There's no reason to have him play.
Teach the kids how to speak French.
Let the rookies learn how to speak French with him. Basically, that's the situation.
I understand what you're saying. Yes, we did get better, but we got better depth-wise.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, but who are you gonna add that's gonna give you up front? Like,
but that's what I'm saying. But no. But that's what I'm saying. There was nothing.
First
out
of
there.
all, fleeced.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, but I don't know. He
anyway,
performed
we'll get
in
to
this
that
first
later.
game. But I'm
who
saying
cares?
there's nothing. There was nothing out there that was. I was like, you know what? We get him. I like our chances. Give a first. Give a prospect. There was nothing that you know what? Mike Hoffman. Do I want that?
No, problem.
No.
Listen, the fact that we were after Tony DeAngelo is a problem for me.
Yeah, what the hell was
really
that?
Big problem.
What was
really
that?
Big
But
issue.
people on Twitter are still to this day going bananas.
The guy's just a nutcase.
But did we actually inquire?
He's a loose cannon. Yeah, it's fact. It's fact. We inquired. However, apparently we're not the only team that did. So. And apparently they had to meet with the coaches and they had to meet with the leaders, and then the leaders would have had to decide, and the leaders were going to change him, turn him around. Buddy, guy doesn't like black people. He ain't gonna get turned around. I mean,
but that's
how it is, man.
But that's something Marc Bergevin would do. You know how many times he's giving guys second chances?
Yeah, of course. I understand, man. I understand that a lot of people merit a second chance. Yes. You know, but a lot of those people aren't racist. Clearly, not those, like
but those
those people are people that maybe were addicted to drugs. Zach Cassian. Who were put in the minors and really maybe shouldn't have been. Paul Byron. They'll give
Semin,
guys like that a second chance.
We gave Semin a chance.
Semin gave him a chance.
Kovalchuk
gave him a chance.
Perry.
Those guys who are I mean, Perry would have signed somewhere else if he really wanted to.
Yeah. Oh.
Because I think he's a good enough player that he's able to do that.
No, but I know.
But like guys that guys that come, Radulov.
Yes.
Guys like that they want to come back from maybe another league, or like I wouldn't have been surprised if he inquired about Yager. Like guys like that who maybe had some issues or had some. No, I mean not now, but I mean back when a couple of years ago. yeah, Yager, 50 years old. Thomas tells me you're still pretty good at playing.
That's wild.
The puck a lot, and you want to come back?
No, but like when I saw that on Twitter,
that's not a guy that you give a second chance to, because it has to do with character and not with something circumstances, right?
Yeah.
Zach Cassian, it was circumstances. Being addicted to drugs is not easy to deal with, right? You get what I'm saying? Really not easy to deal with. So to give him a second chance, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't give Nate Thompson a second chance. He kind of did it on his own because he was also in that kind of same boat, right? Addiction was got the better of him and whatever. We gave him teams gave him a second chance, and we had no problem taking him because at that point he was a leader. He got through it. There's no problem. You had no problem with us, and I love Nate Thompson. Honestly, I love him as a player and I love him as a person too. So stuff like that I don't mind, but this guy's just like.
Yeah, no. He's a hothead, and he's like,
like there's no way that he's worse than Subban. I mean that he's not. That's not what I meant. There's no way that Subban was worse than this guy.
Yeah. That's a better one. That's a better one.
That's what I meant to say. Sorry, that's not what I.
Well, Subban was pretty bad. He was pretty bad.
From what I understand, he's probably pretty bad in the room. He probably still is pretty bad in the room.
I've heard,
but as much as I love him, I loved PK when he was with us. Electrifying player, played. You were a massive. Yeah, he was easily your favorite player.
But then after the stuff that I heard, it was like, oh boy, okay, that's not what I thought he was.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what we did there.
Look, I don't blame Marc Bergevin for just asking
for trying. Yeah, sure. I guess.
Just
I guess. But
Come on, it doesn't make him now. It doesn't make Mark Bergevin racist for asking what's
For inquiring, yeah.
what's the deal with him? Come
Yeah,
on.
of course.
Like relax, take
Certainly-
it easy a bit. Like people were just like they took it too far. Like
Yeah,
I understand. Look,
That's a
yes,
little
he's
excessive, I
okay.
think.
If we would have got him in a trade or somehow, then yes, want to blow up and say we're racist. Fucking all, I'm all worried. Do whatever you have to do, but don't say now he's racist because he inquired about a guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
and again,
God.
according to Pierre Maguire, there were about 4 or 5 teams that did inquire about Tony
Yeah.
DeAngelo anyway. So
Look, his hockey career is not done. He's for sure gonna go somewhere in the
he's not playing here. I can
in the
guarantee
free
you.
agents. Why?
I-
In
I think-
this summer, someone's gonna get him.
I don't know.
Well, apparently,
I don't know if
he did-
anybody wants to touch that, to be honest.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Apparently, what? Sorry.
No, I saw. I think TSN released something. Apparently, he rejected to get buyed out.
Yeah, I don't know if it was him or the Rangers though that refused the buyout.
I don't know the way TSN worded it. It was like himself. He said, "No, don't buy me out."
Huh. Interesting.
It's probably the team that wanted him. Probably didn't want to go there.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe. Who knows? Anyway, but that's that. In terms of trade
Yeah.
deadline for us, for the Canadians, John Merrill's pretty solid. You know,
Yeah.
under $1 million ain't gonna hurt you.
Gustafsson.
I'd really like to see Eric Gustafsson play, because I think under Luke Richardson, you know, I think there's a chance. Like Luke Richardson's a good coach.
Also on the
so I
power
think-
play, I like to see him.
I mean, I don't mind. Like Tampa played 7 defensemen in the playoffs last year. Like
Yeah,
I don't
they
mind
played
having
some-
him. I don't mind having him there playing like 2 shifts with like Weber in a period,
Yeah.
and then 1 shift with Petrie in a period,
And then on the
playing
power play.
You know, so he gets like 3 minutes plus power play time a period. You know, you're talking about like a 12-minute guy, maybe.
Yeah.
Right?
Because with him in the lineup, you have options on the power play. You could put Weber and Petrie on the power play together. Then in your second wave, you have him.
You can have him. Yeah.
Because him 2 years ago put up 60 points on a Chicago team, and he was the one leading the power play on the back end.
Yeah.
So he's capable. just that
Offensively, he's very gifted. I mean, he passes the puck really well.
Yeah.
He's got good feet. He's got good legs.
He didn't have
moves puck well,
the
so.
pretty much. There was a lot of defensemen in Philly that he got pushed out on the side. So that
Yeah,
are
I
kind of
honestly
his same
don't
style.
understand how. Yeah,
His
I don't
same
understand
style,
how
right?
nobody, how nobody claimed Gauss Spare. To me, it's just.
His contract again. It's just, up
But
to
who
the cap.
cares? Just take him.
Everyone's up to the cap.
Yeah, but if you're not up to the cap, there are teams that are not up to the cap. New Jersey Devils. Why aren't you claiming him?
He's 27 years old. I don't think that's. I don't know.
Who cares? He's a pretty solid defense. Like, I don't. First of all, I don't even know why he was waived in the first place.
Yeah,
But I think he could. I think he easily could play in somebody's top 4.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So I don't know why he was waived.
It was a weird one.
Was it to save space, and they were pretty sure he wasn't going to get claimed? I don't know.
Probably.
Like, it was very strange to me.
I don't know what else.
But anyway, in terms of the other teams,
Yeah, what
let
else? Any other teams
we
that,
can check the other teams that had some. I mean, Jordy Ben was the last trade of the day to Winnipeg from Vancouver for a 6th-round pick. I thought that the Jets might have had a maybe bigger impact defenseman. Actually, to go back to the Habs for a second, I would have rather us have a guy like Brendan Montour because he's a right-handed defenseman.
Yes.
Play with Romanov. Sorry, Romanov.
Romanov.
But have him play on that line, and then have a guy like Merrill or a guy like Gustafsson as a 7th,
as the rotate.
as the rotator with a kid there. What's his name?
Kid Romanov.
No, with Leskinen was his name. Sorry, I couldn't remember.
Leskinen.
Yeah. So
Oli Leskinen.
That's your 8th defenseman there, basically, right?
Anything?
That's what I
Any
would
other
like to
trades
see.
that you liked
Eric Branson for 7th.
for
pretty
Nashville?
solid, pretty decent
Nashville's
acquisition for
been
Nashville.
fucking on fire lately, so that's why.
Um,
I like Colorado.
honestly, Hayden Fleury would have been a good pickup for us as well. I think he's young. Would he have played with us this year like a ton of minutes? Probably not. But I really would have
tweeted-
liked to have both of the brothers on the same team. It would have actually been a pretty interesting thing to do, I think.
I tweeted when Hayden got traded. I tweeted, I was like, Montreal, please.
Yeah, I would have liked that as well. Ben Hutton, some kind of depth for the Leafs there for a 5th-round pick.
I like what Colorado did.
Yeah, they went to get a goalie that's kind of done it before. In
Yeah.
Dubnyk.
They got a goalie. They got Soderberg as
what
a
they got
depth
here?
center.
Let me go see. I gotta kind of scroll down for them.
I don't know. I like
Let
Colorado.
me kind of go. Hold on. Let me just go through them kind of like chronologically.
Yeah.
Just so I can. Obviously the biggest trade of the day with Anthony Mantha.
Yeah, that was wild.
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what Washington was thinking there.
I think they're all in, man.
The
They're all
question
in.
is, is Anthony Mantha better than he was on the Red Wings? Right?
He has but he has the potential to be, but I don't know if he could. Right? That's but the game that I watched, it was.
I mean, he has the potential to be. He's 26.
Yeah.
Wow, how much more development does he have? Right?
The guy's playing with Backstrom. Obviously, he's gonna get the puck in good
he's
areas.
He's playing with.
He's either playing with Backstrom.
I think he's playing on the second line. Because
Look,
the first line they haven't touched. It's been Backstrom, Wilson, and Ovechkin. I watched the game the other night.
So then he's playing with Kuznetsov. Okay, well, what's more better than that?
Yeah, obviously it's better than playing with whoever. Well, I mean, Dylan Larkin's not a shit player, man.
No, but like
Dylan Larkin over Kuznetsov, maybe.
Who else was that on that line there?
I don't know. I guess it was Anthony Seal in 1 year, and then, you know what I'm saying? It's.
I don't know.
Anyway, but
also playing
for
in Detroit.
Vrana, the problem is Vrana's a good player.
Yeah.
They've pretty much had the same season. Actually, Vrana has more points than Mantha had this season. The rest of the year maybe not, but I think Vrana wasn't playing in a role that was like, top 6. I think he was top 9. Versus Mantha's probably going to be top 6, and he'll probably move up to be on the Backstrom line anyway, right? And then you add a first and a second.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you're also adding Richard Panik. I mean, I'm pretty sure Detroit, got their money's worth for a guy like Mantha.
That's wild, huh? And he's what, 20? He was 26 years old.
Mantha's 26 and Vrana's 25. So it's not like you're trading because he's old,
What do you think we could get for Drouin? If he went for that, my God.
Yeah, but Mantha's a better player than Drouin. He's a goal scorer. He's a pure goal scorer, Mantha. He's got a crazy shot. Now, Drouin really could probably fetch a first. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I really don't see
what do you
why
think
he can't fetch a first and maybe a prospect.
What do you think of Seattle's first round pick?
No, I mean, they would never do that.
They would never?
Why would they do that?
They're getting a 25-year-old guy.
There's no reason for them to do that, though.
No.
Because he hasn't shown enough that,
I don't know. That's what I was saying. Montreal could try to.
Their first round pick? No, I would not. I would not, because it's going to be top 3 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's the third overall. It's the third.
It's already decided.
Yeah, it's automatically the third.
Interesting. So they don't have a chance for first.
No, they get the third.
Interesting. Anyway, but I don't know. I definitely wouldn't. The third overall pick for Drouin. No, I don't think I would. Now this year it's kind of a little bit different because you don't know who's going to be drafted. But I digress. Let's finish off the trade deadline just because we're already 40 minutes in.
There's not much left.
Carl Soderberg. That's a good depth move, like you said. Colorado. Dmitry Kulikov for a 4th. I always like Kulikov. I mean, he's probably not lived up to his hype, But
we said Edmonton was going to go out and get a defenseman. That's what they did.
Yeah. I think the Bruins got a really good deal with Curtis Lazar and Taylor Hall. I think Curtis Lazar is a pretty solid player, to be honest.
You mentioned it. Taylor Hall went for what Sam Bennett went for.
Yeah.
So that's pretty wild. So
actually, Adam Gaudette, was the trade that I was kind of surprised about because I thought he looked pretty good in the Canucks uniform, and I thought he was a good player for them in the future. They got Matthew Highmore back, but
I don't know if you heard what happened. There's like this rumor going around NHL that.
Do I want to be associated with this, or should I just look away while you're saying?
No, it's a good one.
Okay.
It's actually a good one.
Okay.
That he's the one who got the COVID-19.
Interesting.
Okay, because he went to a restaurant in Vancouver.
Okay.
That he was not supposed to, because the NHL protocols are saying the players cannot go. Literally, they cannot go anywhere but to the rink,
from
practice,
the house, and
go home. That's it, right? Apparently, he went outside the protocol, broke protocol, went to the restaurant, came back, to the team, morning skate, right? The morning gets tested. It came back positive. Apparently, they're saying that the team said, oh, it's probably a false positive because we get a lot of those. Just go practice.
Oh, Jesus.
And
Vision in the history of hockey, if that's the case.
that's the rumor going around. They said it today at TVA, and then they're like, oh, that's why they traded him because he broke protocol and he wasn't listening. He was
Yeah, well,
disobeying.
whose fault is that? More than anybody else.
I would say
to
this.
go back on after a
I
positive
I
test.
would say it's the team. I would say it's the team's fault.
Obviously, he should get fined for
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah. But anyways, that's
whatever the
rumor.
maximum fine is for that.
Yeah.
Do that because that's stupid of you. Just put everybody at risk.
That's the rumor. That was
Jeff
the rumor.
Carter, third or fourth.
I like that move. Penguins, I love it.
Pretty good move, I guess. The problem is Pittsburgh never has any draft picks, which
As
basically
long as
means,
you have
basically means that they're never going to develop ever. So I don't know. I really I don't understand what they're doing because I understand that Crosby's still there and Malkin's still there, but it boggles my mind that they still think they can win a cup. Like, it just boggles my mind.
The guy upstairs says no.
I don't know.
Lemieux said
anyway,
no. I want a winning team.
Mike Riley, pretty good pickup for Boston. Boston did pretty well this
third round pick.
Third round
pick. Riley, we got Riley for what, a fifth? Then we shipped him for a fifth. And now he goes for a third.
He went for a third. Yeah, because he was playing top 4 minutes. So Braden Coburn to the Islanders.
Yeah, I'm surprised he even got sub. Like, look, if Braden Coburn went for a seventh and Mete cannot go for a sixth, I'm sorry. What the fuck? He wasn't trying to move him.
No, you want me to be honest with you? I don't think anybody wanted him.
Wow.
I actually don't think anybody wanted him.
The Islanders rather Coburn than fucking Mete.
Because I think the issue is Coburn was never going to be put on waivers. I think that people understood that Mark Bergevin was going to go out and get defensemen. He had to.
So he had to put some. He had to give someone up.
He's going to have to give someone up. Ain't nobody going to be picked up, right? Yeah. So if he's going to go pick up more than one guy, then you know that Mete is coming on waivers. Like, the GMs are not stupid. They talk to each other every day.
Yeah.
Right? You think Mark Bergevin didn't, tell them, like, hey, yeah, I'm looking for a defenseman. If he calls every team in the NHL looking for a defenseman, what the fuck do you think is going to happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, from what I understand, he talks to almost every GM almost every day.
Yeah, I know.
He calls everybody all the time.
Hey, come on, right?
So you're going to tell me that he called everybody asking for a defenseman?
Yeah.
And he's looking for a defenseman? That means one of his defensemen are going to be, shipped on waivers. And so why would I pay, even if it's a seventh, why would I give a seventh? Why do I have to give him a seventh for if I can get him for free?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. No, I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it was inevitable that he was going to be put on waivers, whereas Coburn, he's kind of a player that's in the seventh and he'll always be a seven. Like, there's no reason he can't be a seven. He's played in the NHL before. He's not Carl Alsner, right? He's not slow enough. He's not he's not going to be sent down for nothing. David Rittich, I think that's a good pickup for Toronto. To be honest, I think they got a lot better especially with Nick Foligno and David Rittich on their team, which is kind of scary for us because they're already a decent team. But I'd still rather play Toronto than
Winnipeg.
I don't know why. I just rather would.
I want to knock them out. I want to shove it in his face.
I'd like that too. But
I want to see Matthews cry. I want to be there when he fucking shaves that dirty stash of his.
He won't shave it. He looks like Freddie Mercury. I think that's why he kept it.
He looks like a pedophile.
It's kind of gross. And then I guess we'll go back to April 10th, the David Savard trade, because that's the last. I don't want to go any further than that.
That was a good move from the Lightning.
But that's a good move from the Lightning. I think they got a serious chance to repeat, man.
I said it when they picked him up. I said, "Yep, they have a good chance."
Went for a first and a third. I mean, I would probably have picked him up for a first, but it's weird. Like I find it hard to give away a first for a player that doesn't produce offense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because in the first round, you're almost like, unless it's like Aaron Ekblad, right? But the reason they picked Aaron Ekblad is because he scored like 100 points in juniors. Yeah. You're not getting a player in the first round that you don't think could produce points, unless it's a goalie, because obviously goalies can't fucking score, right? So in the first round, nobody's picking for defense. 0 people are picking for defense. If he's got some great defensive assets as a defenseman, great.
Oh,
but
quite a bit
I can guarantee you
went.
Yes, but the reason they go in the first round is because they produce 75 points in 2 years. That's why they go in the first round.
Well, Noah Hannafin didn't.
Because if it crazy. Yes, at Boston College, he did very well at Boston College.
Well, good stats, but nothing like.
First of all, he was playing in college.
Yeah.
with men.
Yes, I know that.
And he put up 23 points in 37 games
Okay, yeah, that's good.
as a defenseman against
That's
men.
good. That's good. That.
And put up 8 points in
That's what,
6
like,
games.
That's what, like 60.
8 points in 6 games in the
What
tournament, in the junior tournament, I think.
That's like what, 60 points in juniors, probably.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 23 out of 23 and 37. 23 divided by 37. So juniors play like what, 60 games?
Yeah, about
60 games or more. Anyway,
I don't
that's 37 points at that pace, at the same pace if he was juniors. And if he was playing juniors, he would have got more points because he's going to be playing
okay. Yeah.
with younger players. So probably in the 50s. He would have been close to a point a game, I think, in my estimation, in juniors. And I think that's why he went so high, because they thought he could produce. I mean, he played 1 year at Boston College. That's it.
Yeah.
And then he got drafted. And this guy's been playing in NHL 79
Ever
games,
since.
81 games, 79 games, 80 games,
Yeah, he
70
hasn't
games,
missed.
scored 3 years. He's missed a total of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. He's missed 6 games in 6 years. 6 games in 6 years. He's played every single game except 6 games.
Reliable. It's reliable.
And we talked about him in the last podcast when we did our redraft. The reason he should still be in the first round is because he's played so much. He's serviceable. That's how good he is. But anyway, we're already 45 minutes in. We covered the trade deadline. We covered how shit the Habs have been with consistency. So I don't know. I mean,
talk about your golf.
Yeah, yeah. I guess we could. I know you said you watched the highlights.
Yeah,
so at least you watched the highlights of the Masters. Obviously, the Masters is pretty much the biggest tournament of the year. It gets pretty much the biggest viewing anyway on TV. And for the first time in history, an Asian, actually a Japanese. Again, you know what? I said this last time and I didn't check it if he's the first Asian, but I know for sure he's the first Japanese player to win the green jacket.
The green.
Dustin Johnson put the green jacket on him because he was the winner last year. And by last year, we mean like 6 months ago because he did it in November, right? Because of COVID. And he played solidly the first 3 days. And then the last day, he was okay. You know, and that's kind of the story of the weekend, is that he played so well in the first 3 rounds. I think he was minus 10, minus 11 or minus 12. He was minus 11 in the first 3 rounds, which put him in the lead.
That's good.
And all he had to do was hold it, and he did, and nobody else caught him. Xander Schauffele was pretty close. And the new guy from the States, I can never remember his name, but he's a young kid. And he's apparently he's gonna be pretty.
Was Cody something?
Pretty decent. No. Will Zalatoris is his name. I think he's got a Greek last name or something. And then Jordan Spieth finished third with Xander Schauffele. And I really like Xander Schauffele. I think he's got potential to be world number 1 at some point. You know, with like Colin Morikawa. He's another great player. But yeah, Hideki Matsuyama finished the tournament at minus 10, so he was at minus 11, like I said. And he went +1 on the last day, and still pulled it out. Some nervous points. He had a translator with him, and in the studio after the win, they asked him if you know, they're coming down to the last holes, if he was getting a little nervous because, you know, it's the first time he'd ever win a major tournament, I believe. And obviously the first Japanese player to win a Masters. And he said in Japanese, obviously, for his translator to say, he says, well, listen, you kind of got that wrong because I had nerves from the first tee, the first shot that I took, that he was so nervous. So, you know, good for him. And I'm hoping that it does something similar to Tiger Woods in the sense that a lot of new players came to play golf. When Tiger won in 97, which is the year that we were both born, he won the Masters in 97, and it was like the most unbelievable thing that anyone had ever seen because he was literally like 18 years old or 19, I believe.
Yeah, he opened the door to so many.
And it was a young black man, really exciting player, dominating the field. He literally broke a record for the best score in the tournament at that point. And so it brought so much new energy, so many new people to golf. And I don't think anybody could ever really have the Tiger Woods effect anymore, because the amount of, like, literally all the top players played golf because of Tiger Woods.
All the young ones now.
Rory McIlroy, I mean, those guys are not even young anymore. Those guys are 30 now.
Yeah, well,
Right?
yeah.
Rory McIlroy, Dustin Johnson, Bubba Watson, John Rahm, Jordan Spieth, Xander Shaw, all these guys, the top guys
They
that
all
play
watch.
golf,
They all watch.
Colin Morikawa,
Tiger.
are all guys. Justin Thomas, I want to mention him because he plays with Tiger a lot. Those guys all watch Tiger play, and they wanted to be like Tiger, so they played golf. And so I'm hoping that at least in Asia, this has the same effect for them.
Yeah.
I mentioned last time that did not go up on YouTube that I played with 2 Japanese players, Daisuke and Junya, and those guys literally came over to play golf at the schools that I went to, at the prep schools, and they were just, they were like under 10 handicap players, and they were like 15. So just to give you an idea, I've been playing golf for a long time. I'm about a 12 to 14 handicap, which is quite good. But these guys were like under 10 handicap, and they were like 15 years old. So, Junior, I believe, is actually an instructor at a golf course in BC. And I don't know where Daisuke is, but probably back in Japan playing golf, if I had to take a guess. But yeah, so hopefully this opens the door for a whole new
that would be nice
generation of Asian players.
At least you get the sport gets more like diverse.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
It's not like one race.
100%. Yeah. So that's that. And again, the last thing I guess that I mentioned last time was just the actual respect that was.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's in their culture, basically.
I think
go
it
ahead.
was.
You can describe it. I'll pull up the video.
I don't know when was it. I think he was going for a putt, or he was giving his thing, and he like they like the senseis, and they bow down.
Yeah. Here, I'll
say
I'll
thank
do it
you,
right. I believe it was even after the last hole.
Yeah.
So he puts the flag away, takes the flag because that's kind of the winning tradition, and he bows to the course, not to any person in particular, but to the course, because that's it's a privilege to play there. I mean, only 100 people or so a year get to play there every year, and that's it. I mean, there's the members that are there. It's very, very exclusive. You can't just go play. PGA players can't just go play there during the year. It's the most exclusive golf club in the world, and so just that respect was a really nice thing that cool. Nobody else does, right?
Yeah.
And so that was nice. I thought for Augusta that was very fitting. So that's that this week. We'll be back at you probably on Sunday, I guess.
Yeah,
because now we don't have any real deadlines. Yeah, and we'll try to get this up by Thursday night, before the next Habs game. Mm-hmm. That's it. We did another hour tonight, Frank. It's like nothing when we talk, man. It's time flies when you're having fun.
Yes, sir.
For those of you who don't follow us already on Twitter, it's actually sports. You can look us up, the Sports Junkies podcast.
Yeah,
the actual Twitter handle is SJunkiesPod. And obviously, if you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching again. And hit the subscribe button.
Yes.
If you'd not want to miss out on any of the sports and especially hockey talk that we do here. So thanks for coming. Thanks for coming by, Frank.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
We'll see you soon.
Next week, we'll see. Ciao.